Welcome to the TOEFL Listening section. In this section, you will listen to an academic lecture and then answer questions about what you heard. You may take notes while you listen. You will have time to review your notes before answering the questions. Listen to part of a lecture in a university class. You will hear the lecture only once, so listen carefully. After the lecture, you will answer some questions about what you heard. Some questions ask about the main ideas and supporting details. Other questions ask you to make inferences or connections between ideas. Answer each question based on what is stated or implied in the lecture.
Good morning. Today we will examine learning style theories with a focus on visual, auditory, and kinesthetic approaches and their implications for teaching and assessment. When educators refer to learning styles, they usually mean modality preferences. Visual learners prefer images and spatial representations. Auditory learners prefer spoken explanations and discussions. Kinesthetic learners prefer hands-on activities and movement. The most widely cited simple model is the VAK model. VAK stands for Visual, Auditory, Kinesthetic. It is popular because it is easy to understand and to apply in the classroom, but popularity does not equal empirical support. A central claim in many learning style theories is the matching hypothesis. This is the idea that if instruction matches a learner's preferred style, then learning outcomes will improve. That sounds plausible, and many teachers adopt the matching approach. However, rigorous empirical research and meta-analyses have produced weak and inconsistent support for the matching hypothesis. The best conclusion is that preference does not reliably predict which instructional mode will maximize learning. Cognitive explanations help us understand why the matching hypothesis is problematic. Working memory has modality-specific channels, but cognitive load and the nature of the task often determine which modality is most efficient. Dual coding theory suggests that combining images and spoken words can reduce cognitive load and improve memory. That is why a diagram plus a brief verbal explanation often works better than a diagram alone. Consider a concrete classroom example. In a biology lesson on cell structure, a teacher can present a labeled diagram for visual support, narrate the functions for auditory support, and include a model building activity for kinesthetic practice. A small case study in an elementary school illustrates this approach. One teacher designed a unit that alternated short explanations, diagrams, and hands-on labs. Assessment showed improved conceptual understanding for most students, not only those who had reported a specific style. Another practical point concerns measurement. Self-reported learning style questionnaires are easy to use, but they often lack reliability and do not predict which instructional method will lead to better learning. Researchers recommend several best practices. First, avoid rigidly labeling students. Second, use multimodal instructional design that aligns with the task. Third, teach students strategy use so they can adapt to different modalities. For example, teaching note-taking combines visual organization and auditory encoding. Teaching students to sketch concepts while listening combines modalities and supports metacognition. Finally, instructional designers should consider validity and reliability when using any instrument that claims to measure learning styles. Evidence-informed practice favors flexible, multimodal pedagogy over strict matching. In summary, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic approaches describe useful ways to design activities, but current evidence suggests preference alone should not determine instruction. Use multimodal methods, attend to cognitive principles, and help learners develop adaptable strategies.
Listen again to part of the lecture, then answer the question.
Self-reported learning style questionnaires are easy to use, but they often lack reliability and do not predict which instructional method will lead to better learning.
This concludes the listening section. For more TOEFL practice tests and study materials, visit Spinta.org.